As you settle into this quiet moment, let your body find a soft position that feels easy, letting your shoulders drop a little lower and allowing the breath to move in and out without effort. Simple and natural, steady as the night itself. And with each exhale, imagine the day's noise dissolving like footprints fading in the sand, leaving only calmness behind. So that here, now, you are safe. Nothing is required of you, and nothing is waiting to be done until another time, far away from this gentle evening, which means you can simply rest and listen, with no need to hold on to anything more, no need to chase a thought or a plan. Only the small comfort of being here in a space that welcomes quiet. In this story of stillness, we turn toward the lighthouse that guards an empty shore, and we notice it not as a symbol of anything heavy, but as a simple tower of calm light rising from the sand and stone, with its gentle beam reaching across the water and touching the waves in slow rhythm, steady and soft, never rushing, always circling back and always returning, as though time itself has slowed down to keep company with your breathing, to keep you company in this quiet hour. You may imagine the faint sound of water brushing the shoreline, the coolness of evening air, the scent of salt carried by the breeze, and the muted hum of insects tucked away in grass and dune, all resting, all peaceful, all part of a world that asks nothing of you now. Everything is steady tonight, here, with the lighthouse shining softly and the shore stretching wide and still. You are welcome to linger, welcome to let the rhythm of calmness surround you, and welcome to rest. Now that you are settled in the quiet and your breath has found its slow and natural rhythm, we can linger more fully with a gentle picture of the lighthouse and the empty shore, allowing the imagination to soften into this scene as though you were strolling there without hurry, noticing the small details that ask nothing from you, only offering their presence in calm companionship, like the way the sky deepens into layers of blue as the evening settles, or the way the horizon blurs gently where the sea meets the sky, a simple blending that requires no sharp line, only a merging of soft tones, cool and steady. The lighthouse stands tall, not imposing, simply present, with its white walls carrying the last touch of daylight before the stars emerge, and its lamp beginning its calm cycle, a glow that drifts across water and sand, circling, returning, circling again, as though time itself had slowed to match the rhythm of your breathing. Around it lies the wide emptiness of the shore, not lonely, but peaceful, stretch of sand where only the quiet footsteps of seabirds remain, fading as the tide brushes them away. You may imagine the texture of that sand underfoot, cool where the waves retreat, soft where the dunes begin. And in this imagined walk, there is no destination, only the comfort of moving slowly through a place that holds no demand, only space, only ease. In the distance, waves gather themselves with a quiet sigh, rising and falling with a softness that seems to echo the cycle of the lamp. And in that repetition, there is reassurance, a promise that each moment arrives gently and passes gently, with no urgency. The lighthouse does not hurry, the sea does not hurry, and you do not need to hurry either, for this is a place of stillness and return. Everything is steady tonight. As the night air cools, you might notice the scent of salt mixing with the faint sweetness of dune grasses, and the hush of small insects and distant birds making their way into rest. A chorus not of noise, but of quiet pauses, one after another, so that the entire scene becomes a soft layering of calm. Even the stars, as they arrive, do so without rush, one by one, scattered in a sky that widens above you until the entire canopy feels both endless and welcoming. A reminder that the world itself is vast enough to hold every thought, leaving you free to rest here without carrying anything further. The light turns again, steady as always. The waves brush again, steady as always. And in their rhythm, you may rest more deeply, trusting that this scene continues gently, even without you watching. A background of calmness, always circling, always returning, always ready to welcome you into sleep. Everything is steady tonight. In this long stretch of quiet, we turn again and again to the simple image of the lighthouse, standing tall on its empty shore, where time drifts slowly and each detail offers comfort, where every sound, every texture, every rhythm invites you deeper into calmness, and where nothing presses forward, nothing demands attention, nothing interrupts the slow movement of breath and thought, so that you may remain here, lingering as long as needed, letting the scene itself become the lull that carries you through the night. The lighthouse is steady, its glow tracing the horizon in slow circles, brushing across sand, water, and sky, never rushing, always returning, like the gentle rise and fall of the chest, like the tide's careful advance and retreat. Its beam touches the waves, then fades, then touches them again, and in that repetition there is reassurance, a rhythm that says everything continues as it should, without strain, without urgency, without change that unsettles. Imagine the water as it receives that light, the surface shifting with small ripples, each one glinting for a moment before softening back into shadow. The entire sea breathing slowly under the care of the lamp above. Along the shore, the sand lies smooth and undisturbed, the patterns left by the day already erased by the tide, leaving a blankness that feels gentle, a space where nothing lingers except calm, where you can place yourself without burden, without weight, simply resting. You might imagine walking there, your steps sinking lightly into the cool edge of the surf, the texture firm and yielding all at once, the water brushing your ankles in a quiet rhythm, reminding you that you are part of this easy cycle, in no hurry to move forward, and no need to look back. As you walk, the sound of the sea accompanies you, steady and even, a hush that grows and fades, like the softest breathing, like a lullaby sung without words. The lighthouse turns again and again, circling back and again, keeping the same pace as always, calm and unchanging. Everything is steady tonight. You may imagine pausing near its base, where the stone meets the sand, cool to the touch, carrying the memory of countless evenings, each one alike in its gentle unfolding. You lean there, feeling the solidness of stone behind you, the wide sky above, the endless horizon before you. And in all of it, there is quiet, not emptiness, but fullness of calm, a stillness that fills every space. The air carries its own texture, cool against your skin, the trace of salt, a trace of grass, a trace of wood, carried faintly from the distant land, each note soft, each note balanced. The stars gather higher, and the constellations form their quiet patterns, not to be studied, not to be solved, only to be received as part of this still night. Everything is steady tonight, and as you return to the rhythm of waves and light, again and again, you may notice how every repetition feels the same, yet softer, how each circle of the lamp, each hush of the tide carries you further from thought, further from wakefulness, deeper into the rest that has been waiting for you. The lighthouse keeps watch, not as a guard against danger, but as a companion of light, ensuring that this shore remains a place of peace, ensuring that you can linger here as long as you need, without interruption, without change. Everything is steady tonight. With each pass of the light, each rise of the tide, you may settle more deeply, your body heavier into rest, your thoughts lighter into drifting, until all that remains is the quiet rhythm, the soft repetition, the endless invitation to sleep. Everything is steady tonight. The lighthouse remains in its quiet place, tall and calm on the shore, and in this long drift of time, we may explore it more deeply, noticing the gentle qualities that never change, noticing how repetition itself can feel like a cradle, holding you steady as the night unfolds, reminding you that there is no need for hurry, no need for thought, only a soft return to the same easy images, the same steady rhythms, the same safe stillness that surrounds everything here. The beam of the lamp circles outward, brushing the water with calm strokes, brushing the sand, brushing the sky, then returning to begin again. Each cycle slow, each cycle without end, and this endlessness is soothing, a pattern so steady that it becomes background, like breathing, like the steady pulse of waves. The waves themselves continue their patient rhythm, gathering with a quiet sigh, folding forward, then retreating again, smoothing the sand with each pass, erasing what came before, leaving the shore ready, leaving the shore peaceful. Along the dunes, the grasses bend slightly in the night air, their blades whispering as they lean, then lifting again, never resisting, always swaying, part of the same softness that fills the entire coast. You may notice how each detail, though small, joins the others, so that the scene feels whole, not fragmented, a complete picture of calm, a complete rhythm where the air, the sea, the sand, the light, and your own breathing all move together. Everything is steady tonight. In one stretch of this imagining, you may picture the inside of the lighthouse itself, where the stairs wind gently upward, stone beneath each step, cool and solid. The sound of your footfalls softened by the echo of the tower, carrying upward toward the light. Each step is unhurried, each turn of the stair deliberate and calm, until you arrive at the top, where the lamp glows steadily, glass and brass gleaming in the faint spill of moonlight. And outside the window, the horizon spreads endlessly, a circle of sea and sky that changes only with the slowest of rhythms, the ones that soothe rather than surprise. Everything is steady tonight from this higher view. The shore looks even more spacious, empty and calm, the sand a wide ribbon between water and land, stretching farther than the eye can measure, yet carrying no urgency, no movement except the tide. Slow as always, patient as always. You may linger in this view, breathing with it, letting your thoughts move like the light, circling and returning, until thought itself feels as soft as the air, as light as the starlight. The refrain of waves below continues, a sound that never ends, a sound that never interrupts, only flowing, always flowing, and your body responds in kind, shoulders releasing, hands softening, breath deepening. Everything is steady tonight, and within this repetition lies comfort, for nothing in this scene changes sharply, nothing startles, nothing hurries forward. Everything simply returns, always steady, always calm, always waiting, as though the world itself were designed to ease you into rest. The lighthouse is present, the sea is present, the sand is present, and you are present within it, welcomed, unhurried, drifting. Everything is steady tonight. The shore remains wide and quiet, the lighthouse steady in its watch, and as the night stretches on, we allow the story to spiral gently back to where it began. Each return softer, each image more settled, each rhythm more soothing, so that what was once a scene described becomes instead a lullaby of place and presence, simple and unchanging, a constant companion as you drift further into rest. The light continues to turn, circling across the water, circling back again, never hurrying, never fading, always steady. And in that rhythm, you may hear the same reassurance repeated, a reminder that the world can remain calm, that the night can carry you without effort, that rest can come like the tide itself, natural, certain, and easy. The waves follow the light, brushing the sand with the same patience, folding forward, retreating, folding again, their sound unbroken, their motion unbroken, their pace matching your breath as it slows, matching the heaviness that grows in your body as it yields to sleep. The sand is cool beneath imagined steps, soft in the dunes, smooth at the edge of the surf, a texture that grounds you in comfort even as your thoughts grow lighter, drifting further from the edges of wakefulness. Everything is steady tonight. The air carries its softness as well, cool across the skin, scented with salt, touched with grass, touched with wood, touched with distant stone. Each note faint, each note gentle, each one part of a quiet blend that holds you in calmness. Above, the stars spread in wider arcs, constellations steady in their pattern. No urgency in their appearing, only a patient unveiling, until the sky feels both endless and secure, a canopy that shelters as much as it expands. The lighthouse continues its watch, not as a guard, not as a warning, but as a companion of light, offering its circle again and again, a steadying presence that says the night is safe. The shore is calm, and you are welcome to rest. Everything is steady tonight. As the cycles repeat, you may find that the images blur together in comfort. The sound of waves merging with the glow of the lamp, the cool of the air blending with the softness of the sand, until all is one rhythm, one quiet pattern, one unbroken law that surrounds you completely. The body grows heavy, the mind drifts lighter, and the world holds steady in this simple scene. Everything is steady tonight. You may rest now, held by the rhythm of waves, by the turning of light, by the coolness of night air, by the vastness of the sky, all steady, all gentle, all ready to guide you into sleep. Everything is steady tonight. Good night.